Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Room for You. From today I am going to start a new tutorial series on core Java programming. I will upload videos on each concept so that you will understand the concept, and I will also show you how to write a code for the said concept. So these are the videos. It will be those will be a combination of theoretical and practical approach as well. You may also ask me questions in the comment box. So to get the series of this tutorial, please subscribe my channel. So let's start. First, I will show what are the OOPS concepts, and in that OOPS concept, we will see how object classes, how to use Eclipse. Actually, it's not a part of OOPS how to use Eclipse, but we have to understand how we can use Eclipse. There are different tools are available in the market, and they can be used to write a code in Java, but we stick with Eclipse. Other ops concepts are there, like inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions, interference, encapsulation, some Java introduction which contains the history, features, programming format, statements, data types. Some concepts are also there, like exception handling, input output streams, multi-threading, wrapper classes, collection framework in Java, which includes list, set, map, their subclasses. So we will see all these in upcoming videos. So first, in this video we will show what is object and classes. Okay, so object is an entity that has well defined structure and behavior. Everything in the world is an object. We can say that window is an object, car is an object, or a building is an object. Object has three characteristics: state, behavior, and identity. Real world examples of object are, we can say that car, personal, bank account, etc. All these objects have a state and a behavior. So what are the characteristics of the object? Let's see. State nothing but the current value of the attribute. An attribute can be static or dynamic. See, suppose window is an object and it has two attributes like width and height. So we can assign a value to the width and a value to the height. We can say that a current state of an of that object's height and width is at a specific value. That means we can say that the state is nothing but the current value of that attribute, and it can be assigned directly. We can initialize the state, or we can initialize dynamically through some functions. Okay, and it represents the cumulative result of an object behavior. That means if you consider a specific object, and that object there is a specific state variables are there with assigned value, we can say that it is a cumulative result of an object behavior. I will explain it in detail in later. Behavior, it is how an object can act or react in terms of state change or operations performed on it. It is nothing but the functions of an object. We can say that when we write a class, we write some functions. These functions are nothing but the behavior, and it is used to change the state of a object, or they can also communicate with other objects. And third and important property of object is identity. It is the property of an object which distinguish it from all other similar objects. For example, we have a bank. Okay, we'll take one example and I will explain it. So this is bank account objects. So we can say that there are three different properties like account number, name, and balance. So if we consider three properties, property attribute of an bank account, these are the three properties of an object that those are state, behavior, functions, and identity. In state, it represents the current value of those attributes, like account number has 100, name John, balance a dollar 1000, behavior deposit withdraw, identity account number 100. So here we can say that at a particular instant the state of this bank account is this that a number is there, its name is John, balance is 1000, sorry, $1000. So we can say that after certain days, or specific after some few days, or if someone withdraw the amount or deposit the amount, the state of the object will change. That means functions will change the state of the object. And identity refers that suppose there are 100 of accounts in the bank, and most of the bank holders have the same name, or most of the time they have the balance, same balance also. So we should distinguish a particular account holder from other account holder, and that is achieved by using the identities. Suppose I have account number 100, I can say that I have an account in a bank with account number is this, that is 100 account, my account number is there. So I can bank can identify me through the account number. So this is one of the important property of the objects identity. It distinguishes object from all other similar objects. This is one more example, student object. So it has three properties: name, roll number, gender, and these are the three properties of the state, that is object student, that is state, behavior, function, and identity. State, the current value of the state is name is Mark, roll number is 25, gender is male. Behavior or functions: get name, get roll number, identify, roll number 25. Suppose we have 100 students in a class, we can identify each student by considering its roll number, and get name and roll number can be used to get the name of the student, roll number of the student. So this is one student, and suppose we have a template of student, that means we have a specific format and we can create the different instances from that format, or we can say here that we have a blueprint or template of a student having a specific attribute and functions. Like here attribute is name, roll number, gender, and functions are get a name and roll number. So these are the this is the template of a student, and from this template we can get the number of student, a lot of students are there, like instances. For in short, we can say that blueprint is suppose it is a class, and we can get the different instances from that class. So here we can say that student is a blueprint or instance, and from this student we can get the multiple instances, like student 1 is there, student 2 is there, student 3 is there. Every student has a different properties, or we can say attribute. Name Deepak for student 1, roll number 18, gender male. For student 2 it is Suresh, 17, male. For student 3 it is Kavya, 18, and female. So these are the three instances which we can created from the template student. So what is this template or blueprint? So this blueprint is nothing but is a guide for making something. It's a design or pattern that can be followed. For example, I have a blueprint of a building, so I can create a building from that blueprint. I can create another building by using that blueprint. So in short, what I want to say, if I have a blueprint, I can create the multiple objects from that blueprint, or multiple, suppose blueprint of a building, I can create the multiple buildings. Similarly, if I have a class, I can create the multiple objects from that class, or multiple instances of the class. So class is a blueprint or template from which individual objects are created. An object is an instance of class. Class is used to introduce a new user data type with the data members, which is we call attribute, and member functions, which is behavior. It represents a set of properties or methods that are common to all objects. So what is this user defined data type? If you have studied like Java, C++, C, you might have gone through the integer or a float value. They have a specific inbuilt data type. So if we want to create our own data type with additional features, or with the features which we want according to the requirement, then in that case we can create a class, so that it is used to introduce a new user defined data type. We can create the data type through the class, and it represents a set of property or methods that are common to all the objects. That means it's a template which can be used to create the multiple objects. Simple. A blueprint, here is the blueprint is to a student, and it has a specific properties which are common to all the objects, like name, roll number, gender, and functions: get name, get roll number. So whatever the properties and functions are there in the class, they all are applicable to the objects which we are created from this blueprint. Here we created 6 objects from student 1 to student 6. So this is how we can create the instances of a class. A class is nothing but the blueprint, and we can create the different objects from that blueprint. Okay, the object are created in the heap area, and the reference object is just point out to the object of the student class in the heap. That is, it just hold the memory address of the object in the heap as shown in the diagram. Object is an instance of a class, and reference point out to the object created in the heap area. So those who have just started Java programming, they might have get some difficulty to understand this concept. I will upload a separate video on how objects are stored on the heap area, what a specific space are acquired by the different data types, how much space should be how much space is acquired by integer value or string value. So for the time being, you just understand one thing, that if you want to create the object of a specific class, we can write this we can achieve this in two ways. First one is student obj1. Student obj1 is equal to new student, or there is one more method, that is student obj1 equal to new, sorry, when we assign this new student, it becomes an object. People generally confuse here. See, this student obj1 is a reference. Here you can see in the diagram that student obj it is a reference, and it is pointing to the object which is present in the heap area. So this is an object. When we assign to the student obj reference, we can say that here student one object, here student one of student obj1 is a object of this student one. So when you write it in a class, you will get more clear. So this is the basic template of how we can create the class. We can declare the variable, initialize the variable, then there's a method declaration also there, and these methods are called from main function, or we can also use different function inside them. We can also use or to refer the functions in a class. So there are a lot of ways we can use these variables and call the methods, but for the time being we will understand this by a simple program. So I will show you how we can write a code. See, I have already written this code, public class student. So I have created a one class student. Here I have taken one property, that is string name. We can also say that it is a variable, attribute, or properties. And two methods are there, set name and get name. We can also say that method, operations, or behavior. So in a main method, we created, as I said, there are two ways to create the object. So I created a student obj1 object, and by using that object I am trying to call the function set name and get name. When I use a set name to assign a value to the string name, you can see that when I run this code from set name, it will cursor will pass this at this line number 8, and we can say whatever the values we passed to this set function, it will assign to the string name. Here Deepak will come here, and from student name it will assign to name string. So now when this code will execute, it will go to the set name first, then it will go to the get name. So when this get name will be called, we can directly get the value of name, because we have already assigned the value of a name by student name. That student name is coming from this main method. Okay, so let's see that. Let me run the program. When I run the program, see, you will get the result string Deepak. This result we print from this get name method. Okay, so as here we created only one object, we can create the multiple object. As I said that objects are the instance of a class, so we can create the multiple object from class student. So I have created one more object. So just let me remove this comment, and we can now see that we have a two objects, student obj1 and student obj2. So when I run the program, we will get two student names. One is Deepak and other is Suresh. So this way we can create the class, and we can create the objects. We can refer the functions through the object. We can initialize the variable or attributes of a class. Guys, if you have any technical issue in this tutorial, please write me in a comment box, and I request you, please, if you like this channel video, please click on like button, and also to get the upcoming videos, I request you please subscribe my channel.